GnawBear has arrived. You. Shout out to everybody out there. Sean Estes, what's up, my friend? Dablo. Wow. I want to go back and say two things. Number one, what an incredible looking dog. I mean, can everybody just give a round of applause for this doggy right here, Renegade? And number two, man, GnawBears, please answer this question. What did I just look at? It's incredible.
That was the Minecraft server that we're working on for the GnawVerse metaverse project with the GnawBears.
Man. This is. Look at. I mean, first of all, I just want to say that was dope. That was real dope. How did this show even come together? Okay, let me explain this to the people here. I was getting message nonstop from different people to get you on this show. So this was so organic. I've seen your work, but when I started getting messages from people, it became clear that you were beyond just an NFT artist, but you were really creating this community that people were relating to, that people were engulfing in. And when I started going back and looking at this metaverse that you're creating, I had to get on a call with you, and man, I just want to say that I'm so happy that you're here. The people are excited. They're out here. That's right. Seven's like, yes, he's a real person. Seven, I didn't know what to expect. I literally wasn't sure if I was going to see an actual beer. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't sure what to expect. I didn't know if maybe it'll be like a dark room and he'll be cloaked behind something. I had no idea, but yeah, he's a real person, and I'm looking forward. Earlier, everybody, I had a chance. He took me behind the scenes of how he creates this, and we're gonna do this again today for you. It's truly amazing. But GnawBears, let's start this off because I'm super excited. Um, tell us, tell us a little bit about yourself, a little background for those of us that we know GnawBears, but we want to get to know the real GnawBears.
Sure. I just wanted to say, first of all, thanks for having me. And it's been pretty crazy how we actually got together here. I
Yeah,
remember making you that first bear, and everybody was like, you should reach out to Sam Connor. And I watched a ton of your videos, and I just thought you were really interesting and useful in this community. So I
thank you.
appreciate you having me.
That means a
Sure.
lot coming from you, man. You don't seem to BS, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
I try not to. I really try to be like the best version of a human being that you can be, I guess. Like as far as morality is concerned,
Yeah,
try not to lie or do anything wrong. But
you're
um,
great.
so I'm Null. I am the creator and founder of GnawBears. GnawBears is an NFT project that was launched on December 1st, 2021. The project's very new. It's in its early stages and has a great community, like you mentioned. So far, been able to reach 250 Discord members and nearly 800 followers on Twitter, which is absolutely
Wow.
amazing.
All organic,
A little,
man. All organic. That's awesome.
yeah, it's been crazy. It's been the most well performing project that I've ever like had my hands on personally, and it's just been beautiful to watch. Yeah.
Wow.
Um, A little bit about myself. I've been drawing since I was age 4. I learned from tracing Dragon Ball Z comic books and coloring books. When I was a kid, I used to play a lot of video games to escape reality and stuff, as many kids tend to do. I would play a lot of like role playing games and like ended up playing like World of Warcraft for quite some time. And I was
Okay.
really like drawn to that game in particular about like creating like an identity through a character. And if you played the same character for like a decade, people would recognize you and they would remember like who you were. They'd recognize your name, that you were the same like race as you've always been, if you were an orc or whatever. So I was always like really drawn to like creating characters and like identities behind them. Um, but I went on a quest a few years ago to draw as long as I possibly could, and I'm going on 6 years now of drawing every single day. I bought my first drawing tablet a year ago, and the rest was history. As soon as I learned about NFTs and how they were being used, I just hopped on it and took full advantage of what I could do with them.
And you've done pretty incredible things with them. So I'm curious, was Stellar your first foray into NFTs, or did you operate with other chains first?
I actually had little to no knowledge in crypto at all. I just
Really?
was a
Okay.
digital artist, and I saw the opportunity and just pounced on it as soon as I understood it well enough. I spent like probably like 4 or 5 months learning the different projects and like the different angles and seeing like what Lightment in particular could take advantage of having as far as like an NFT project is concerned, and I just filled in the blanks basically.
And that's what I love to hear. Because it's a fact that you weren't some necessarily a crypto enthusiast prior to this, and so definitely shows to the easeability of hopping onto the network. Um, you know, I'm as you can see, there's just so many people here that are just excited to finally see you. I was hoping to really have an opportunity to maybe give a little preview of your of how you do these creations, because I think that people will be blown away by the amount of thought, care, and soul you really do put into these knob ears. I mean, honestly, I'm proud to say the least that you created one for me. I really want to thank you for that, especially after seeing how you create these, and the thought process you go in behind these. So please let me know, and I love to show people that.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to share that with you. First, I'd like to like explain verbally how everything works, and then visually show you, if that's
Perfect.
okay.
No, that's perfect.
Okay,
That's perfect.
great. So, GnawBears are a collection of 9,999 procedurally generated NFTs. They capture the essence of a character called Gnaw the Bear throughout the space time continuum. When you own a Gnaw Bear, you become a bear holder, which grants you access into metaverse content. We have a Telegram group that's secret, but I'm going to mention it now, called the Gnaw Bear Sewers. There's monthly
Exclusive.
NFT drops. Yes,
Wow.
exclusive. There's monthly NFT drops, access to all the random drops that I do, and you get additional perks alongside of that. Um, the current auctions are for 242 XLM reserve, but we've seen bears that are rare go as high as 2000 XLM.
Wow.
Right now, each gnaw bear is currently made of 10 layers. The background, the fur, eyes, hat, shirt, main hand item, offhand item, the class rune, and the alignment. Each item is drawn separately and placed inside of its corresponding item group. Once all the items in a phase, which is 99 bears, once they've been drawn and placed inside of their group, they're individually exported as separate layers and then assigned rarity weights. So each PNG file is then renamed to the item plus a hashtag at the end, and assigned a rarity weight out of the totality of 100%. I'll visually show this to you. But if the item's name is Iron Axe, it will be presented as Iron Axe hashtag 5, for example, with a 5% rarity occurrence. Once all the items have been assigned rarity weights for their phase allocation, the individual layers, which are still grouped inside of folders, are then processed by a script and sorted due to constraints and variables that are set in place. We can generate an entire collection where it will be sorted front to back, back to front, middle to front, back end to front, and so on, generating some pretty interesting combinations. In my experience, this option allows for blending where you'll come across the same items for a period of time, whereas the alternative is more sporadic and random. Gnawbear's rarity weights are an essential component to the gamifying experience here on Stellar. When you have a Nullbear NFT, you will see in the description that there's metadata. The metadata will tell you the rarity weight assigned to the item that was generated, the occurrence rate, which visually displays how often the item appeared inside of the current phase, and the percentage likelihood of that occurring.
It's
Totaling each
pretty
of the
pretty
rarity
cool.
weights inside of Thank you. Totaling each of the rarity weights inside of the description will give you a number. This number is used to dictate the total rarity weight of your Gnawbear. Lower numbers are more rare, and higher numbers are less rare. Currently, we have an auction running on Lightment today for a few more hours, featuring number 136, which is the rarest Gnawbear to date with a rarity weight of 35.
Mm.
Rarity weights are just one way of appreciating a collection, but I found that having a way to interact with the NFT is essential to creating a worthy experience. It's not so much about the art anymore, but what the art is capable of doing in terms of utility. It's acceptable as well to appreciate art and not just care so much about the utility as well. But in the story of Null, it's more common to find him in his natural, neutral, bear-like state, which means that finding him without items, without fur, and located inside of the cave is more common than finding him with a space helmet, for example. Another feature in the GnawBears collection is the alignment system, which is a tool for developing your GnawBears identity. Each alignment shifts from good to evil, and the following alignments are available. We have Crusader, Benefactor, Rebel, Judge, Undecided, Free Spirit, Dominator, Malefactor, and Destroyer. Null is neutral by nature, and finding him straying from this neutrality in either direction, good or evil, will be considerably more uncommon than finding him as undecided. Alignments are visually displayed as an overlay layer with very low opacity in yellow for good or red for evil. Right now, the bears are set up as following. There are 99 bears in each phase, 999 bears in a generation, and 9,999 bears in the collection. Every few
Jeez.
phases will feature a new art and new items and mechanics. Each generation will try to feature new ideas such as breeding in the future. corruption system for glitching your bear, and much more in the works. As far as if there wasn't enough information to take in, the identity of each null bear is further developed by a class rune, an archetypal system that governs how your null bear will do combat in the metaverse. Class runes are displayed at the top right corner of the null bear's NFT. The following classes are possible with each null bear: warrior, rogue, paladin, mage, nullchromancer, shaman, hunter, druid, and undecided. Our project has recently connected our Minecraft server to the Stellar blockchain, which means that you can purchase an Bear and associate your wallet address to your Minecraft account while inside of our server. This will allow
Mm.
you to link your wallet to the server and read the wallet and display all of the Bear's NFTs in the game, allowing you to claim your custom metaverse items that will be associated with your bear, or bears if you have multiple. 3 to 5 items will be granted per bear. If your bear happens to be one of the notable rare bears, you will receive the maximum quantity of items and a very special gift. This also includes the original Nas 9 hand drawn images, 2 of which were purchased by Phil from Drift Exchange for 22,505 XLM recently.
What? Wow. Dude, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like this is gonna be, a trilogy movie one day, like Lord of the Rings or something. I mean, this is kind of where it's going towards, if you know what I mean. This is, I mean, they have complete character. You got villains. You have breeding. So I'm curious on the breeding side. So potentially there might be a way where if I have two different bears, it could create a new bear. Is this what you're talking about here?
Yeah, so what I'd like to do is, and I'm pretty sure this is done through smart contracts, and I'm working on having this developed, but basically there'd be a pool of bears, like genetic pool, basically of like 900 bears.
Wow.
And at this point, we would have like a trait that would be embedded into each bear to where it would be male or female. And I guess the way that it would work out is it could still be male even if it had female characteristics, or still be female even if it had male characteristics. It just boiled down to like what the trait said that it was. And so you could be on the lookout for a female bear and a male bear, and once you owned one of each, exchange X and Y for Z.
Wow. So I mean, did you teleport to like another metaverse like physically to come up with this? I mean, this is I mean, you put a lot of thought in this. I mean, it's almost as if you see like you've seen this in person.
I've just seen in like on other blockchains that they've done breeding, and like there's this one project where you breed horses and stuff, and like I'm inspired
Wow.
by like what's capable, like what you're able to do with the NFTs, and like the amount of fun that you can have with this. Just for example, yesterday I made a transaction on Lightment with one NFT for another.
That shows you where the values are going.
So you could like theoretically exchange like 3 of a health potion for one super potion NFT, and then the 3 regular health potions get sent back to me, and you get the super potion.
Wow. Wow.
So
That
it's like already here. Like you can game on Lightment right now.
it's like Sean Estes says, the fam is showing up hard today. I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing. And this is all with really no marketing. This has been organic. This is yeah, no yes, I think so. Nah talks to the aliens. I'm gonna go ahead and say that that's possibly true. Possibly true. Um you know what? You've got it. You've got to show the folks exactly how this is done visually. This because
Sure.
this is crazy. This is crazy.
If you want to share
Sam
my
and
screen,
yeah, go ahead. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready now.
Okay, let's go ahead. All right.
Let me know if you can see it. Okay.
Yep, we can see it perfectly.
Okay. So when I first started on this project, I literally was looking at a blank canvas here, and what I first did was I came up with a bunch of different backgrounds, and so you would draw a pirate treasure background, and then a crystal cave, and then a jungle, and so on and so forth. And I came up with like I think there's like 30 backgrounds, and so all of those get placed inside of a group layer, and that layer group is called background, which is right here. I'm opening and closing it, and so that goes the same for all of the furs. There's a whole bunch of furs to choose from. I think there's more furs than anything else in this. Um, but basically just went along the line and drew as many as I could physically and mentally come up with in that time period that I was looking at. And so you end up with a group of backgrounds, a group of furs, and basically just go down the line and create each individual like part one by one, and you end up with an NFT at the very end. Now, the cool part is when you
By
export
the
all
way,
of these layers.
nah, Bear.
Sure.
You said the cool part as if all the stuff you have shown us hasn't been mind blowing. So yeah, some more cool stuff maybe we could say. Anyways, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Right. No, you're good. That's funny though, because I mean, the cool part to me is just how even just changing the helmet on this one could change the entire like vibe of the whole NFT. You know, like putting a hat on him, and then maybe like a chef's hat, and then you could do space helmet, changes the whole vibe. And it was just really cool that no matter what I draw, like have drawn into and put into these folders, it always produces something like rather interesting because of the way that it gets sorted at the very end. And I do all that on my other computer, but I can show you some of the code here, what it spits out. So, for example, number one here of the phase that we're in right now, phase two, it spit out corresponding JSON file, and basically it tells me here the name of the collection, which gets edited because of the way that we produce these. But for now, it says generation one, number one. It tells me a description about my collection that it spits out. It gives the NFT its own DNA sequence that's unique to it. It tells me the different traits. So here it tells me
Wait,
that the
pause,
background.
pause, pause,
Sure.
pause, pause. Goodness gracious, folks. Its own DNA. Say that again. Its own DNA.
Yeah,
Goodness.
it gets
Do you
its own
understand?
DNA sequence. Yeah.
Hey,
So it has its own like literal code to it.
wait. Are you Neo? Did you just put is you're really come on? You're Neo, right? You just imparted yourself into this game that we're in. Is that what's going on here? I figured it out, folks. I figured it out.
I mean,
All right.
I do think that this world is a simulation of some sort, if that makes the yeah. So I don't know, if you like put your mind to it, you can do anything. I it basically it gives it its own string sequence that identifies it basically, and each one has its own. So like number two, it's like A5 1C 42F. This one's 6660B9. So yeah, but it tells me the different traits and values of each trait, and then if I do another script for this, it tells me the rarity occurrences of each of these. So what you end up with at the very very end is what you see in our descriptions on Lightment. If I click on an NFT, um, like here, this is the most rare one that's ever happened. So you can see here that the pirate treasure background has a weight of 3, an occurrence rate of 5 and 99 additions, which means that it happened 5 times this in this 99 bears. And all of these weights are extremely low, and you end up with a I want to fix your cat kind of bear here, you know. So I think that's pretty interesting that of all the things that it could have possibly spit up to be the most rare, it has a repair hammer, a kitty cat, a snail, a chef's dash, and a bubble fur. It's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny. Dude is another level. I would definitely agree to that. I'll definitely agree to that. So, talk to us a little bit about Minecraft. Um, this all connects into the Minecraft world. I, let's see here. Looks like you got your screen up because I'm. What?
Yep.
Explain
Do you
this to the
see
folks.
Minecraft?
Yeah, I'm looking right
Okay,
at it,
so
man.
all right. So from the very beginning here, when you become bear holder, the same way that you get access to the sewers, which is a secret Telegram link that we've left breadcrumb trail to, um, uh, it'll be the same way for the server address. So once you've retrieved the server address, you would log into the Minecraft. You would be basically in the same location as I'm standing right now, and you'd be in front of several portals that will be set up for the different game modes that you won't have access to until you've done what I'm about to do.
Y'all ready for the metaverse?
So when
Y'all
you
ready for this? Okay, meet the GnawBear in the metaverse. Go ahead.
so when you do slash wallet link, and then I'll grab my wallet address here real fast. It's in this here. I got it. You paste your wallet address, and in the chat dialog here, it'll say success assigned username, null the bared wallet, and then my wallet address. And then now the really awesome part is when I do slash wallet list, it'll take a second because I have quite some NFTs in my wallet, but in a
I'm sure you
few
do.
seconds, yeah, in a few seconds it'll tell me every single eligible Nullbear NFT in my wallet and the name. So it's like it's pinging the blockchain right now, and then in a second it'll spit out which NFTs I have, and then once it does that, um, as it just did. It says NFT GB Investor 1, NFT Gnawbear 300, NFT Gnawbear PL1, and so on and so forth. But when you own a Gnawbear, it'll be NFT Gnawbear like 03 or 01 31 or what have you, and it'll give you items, 3 to 5 items based off of like things that I've already like investigated. Like if I know who the owner of that bear is, I'm going to make them a custom handmade item, like this right here. We have an item for Odin. It's called Odin's Wrath. This is a member of my committee. It was a test item, but basically a custom sword for him. So when he pings his wallet and sees that he has the certain Gnawbear, this item will get sent in a bundle to him. He'll open the bundle to get put into his inventory, and it'll be the same for every bear holder that there is, and that it comes into the server. They'll have, for example, like these are some custom items here, like Solace is a helmet, Protection Shell is a chest piece, Chains of Desire is some pants, Safety Slippers. Um, and then we have some books here like Learn to Earn. So we're gonna try and set up some systems to where you can earn some of the in-game currency, which is an in-game economy that we have set up. Um, you can earn some of your beginning gold uh, by learning how the server works, and all the important information that you would need
Neat.
to function.
That is neat. That is neat. So, I mean, as we kind of go through this, I know we're getting close on time. Um, what is the future for Knobbears?
So if I can stop sharing my screen here for a second,
Sure.
I have a list of some roadmap stuff here. Um, so yesterday we were granted 7,000 US dollars from Drift Exchange. This was to further develop and expand our brand. Thank you, thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Shout out to Drift Exchange, man. That's awesome.
Seriously, yeah, they've purchased 2 of the hand-drawn Gnaw Bears, the originals, and they granted us the 7,000 US dollars. So we have the funds now to press forward. And with that being said, here are some plans that we have for 2022. We're going to do custom mod packs for the metaverse. We want to do beta testing for the bear holders. Um, we have a goal of releasing 1,101 bears. Uh, we want to launch the Gnawaverse by mid-February and have a massive Q2 update. So with that update, we want to take time to talk with the community and see like what they thought about the experience and what we can do to improve it. And once we've done that, we're going to import like new game types, new mini games, new items like dungeon sets. You'll be able to do dungeons and stuff like that
Nice.
with friends and whatnot. And my main goal right now is to get the Noverse functioning and get our website updated. So once I contact a developer, I want to have it so that you can go onto the website and mint 10 bears at once per transaction, and it'll basically just be a pool of bears, and whatever 10 you get that are in order will get sent to you, or at random, or whatever we agree on. But in order to speed up to the point where we're getting even relatively close to 9,999 bears, I'd like to use some of this funds to update the website, get it integrated with Stellar if we can, and start making like more of a official like GnawBears website to where you can actually interact with Stellar. You can view Lightment, you could browse, you can, like as like an actual collection. I really would like to see like properties and traits be a thing on Lightment
Nice.
or as a part of my own marketplace, to where like it's like OpenSea where you can see the different traits and stuff. But eventually, by the end of this year, I would like to start like planning development on a GnawBears video game, to where we take what we learned on the metaverse project with Minecraft and basically take the skeleton from that and make our own project, our own like actual IP for our own game.
Ooh, it's no stopping you, man. Hey, shout out to Lux Life. 99 beers on the wall. I think that's a new drinking game, but that's for a whole nother podcast idea.
That's funny.
um, yeah, no, that's great. Uh, Luminator Jack, are you out there? Is that you? Shout out to Luminator, man. That's the dude right there. Fred is in the building. Shout out to Fred. Properties, we can work on that for sure.
Oh, that's
Yeah, so
amazing.
yeah. Shout out to
That's music
Fred,
to my
man.
ears.
Yeah, Fred
Yes.
is awesome. Fred is awesome. He's a nonstop builder. Absolutely. I really want to give a shout out to everybody on the YouTube that's been chatting and hanging out. Really showing GnawBears some love, because if there's anyone that deserves it, he does. He really, really, really does. I appreciate you, my brother. You are an incredible human being. You put a lot of thought and love into what you're doing, and you know what? It's really shown in the community. I always say you can look at someone's community and what they're building at to get a glimpse in who they are. And the whole community, the whole GnawBear community has just really been awesome. I'm changing my avatar to my GnawBear very soon, so you guys look out on Twitter. I want to be a bear, okay? I want to be a bear as well. So shout out to everybody. Appreciate everybody out here. Shout out to the Illuminator again, Jack. I see you back in here chit chatting. GnawBear, how can they get in contact? What's the best way to reach out to you?
Two things. I just want to reply because I appreciate you as well and everything you've done for Stellar, and I'm just really happy to be here. As far as like contacting me, you can find me on Discord. You can just type in Discord when you go to join a server. You can just type in GnawBears or discord.gg/GnawBears. We have a website, gnawbears.com. We have a store, gnawbears.com/shop. You can find me on SoundCloud. You can find me on Lightment. You can find me on Twitter at GnawBears, and pretty much every platform at GnawBears. If you just
And
type
and
at
and
GnawBears,
and
you'll
by the
find me.
way, he said SoundCloud. We didn't even touch on the fact that he's a producer, y'all. We didn't even touch on that. That's a whole nother level right there. But yeah, he's doing his thing. GnawBears, man, it's been a pleasure. I truly enjoyed this entire tour you took us on. I enjoyed you, the audience, as well. Really, honestly, shout out to everybody. I love you just as much. I promise you. It's great. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this show up by re-showing that video that we aired in the beginning. For those of you that missed it, this is a preview of the world that GnawBears has created. I think it's the perfect way to end off. So everybody here, thank you so much for all you do. We will see you again soon. I got a word, a message coming up this week from the one and only Justin Rice of the SDF. So be on the lookout for that post to come out soon. And we'll talk later. So yeah, bye everybody. It's been great.
Thanks for having
shout
me.
out to Lux Life, everybody. And let's go check out this video again. Ciao.
Thank you.